losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Sorry, I was getting into that music. How we going, guys? Okay, who have we got here? We got Out to Lunch, how you going? Xenotron, how you going? Deb, how you going? Paul, how you going from Bribey Island? And Deb's from South Australia. Simone, how you going? Rainy day in UK. Miss Out to Lunch. I don't know what I did, but hey, y'all. Hope Hev is feeling better. Oh, yeah, it's... I don't know whether it's which way this is going to go, this flu, because or the cold, because my grandkids and my daughter started off with just a cold, and now they've got the full-blown flu. It took a while. Normally it comes on heavy and hard straight away, but this one's not. It's just slowly creeping in. But, you know, I'm hopeful. Hopeful I won't get it bad. Hey, Francis, how you going? Deb, how you going? David, how you going from WA? 12 degrees. Ooh. Alex, how you going? We've got, who else? David Morgan, how you going? Who else have we got here? I know we've got a few different people. King Snowball, how you going? Thought you'd pop in for a bit of randomness. Me being just random. David said they had about a half a dozen referendums about clock fiddling here, Alex, and we said no every time, but that didn't stop them. We hated it, so they didn't do it again. Wow. Alex said, just in case anything happens, there's my Rumble and the other YouTube one. Who else have we got here? I know we've got some Mouse of Doom. Excellent. How you going? Who else have we got? David, I said that. Mouse of Doom, King Snurgle. Oh, just jumped on me again. Faith, how you going? Cynthia, how you going? Dear me. Doesn't feel like it's going away. Sherry, how you going? Lacey, how you going? Francis, Eyes is not coming back. Why? Susie, how you going? MJ, how you going? Carl, how you going? Divine Disruptor, how you going? Don't know, but not coming back. Oh, okay. Well, if he wants to tune in, he can, but... King Snurgle said, Francis, why, what happened to... Did Jesus come and raise him to heaven? Don't make fun of him. Come on, guys. Susie said, spring clean, so you'll just be listening for a while. Shannon, how you going? It just turned 8:30 and it's already started. Your time's different. It says 9 o'clock here, so I know you're on a half an hour difference between me, actually, being in South Australia. Danny, how you going? And Suzanne, how you going? Finally made a live stream, always listening, many heart-wrenching things happening here in VA, USA. Lost my brother to sudden heart attack, husband, brain tumour and eye injury, God bless us, definitely. Pray for Suzanne's husband and, you know, condolences for your brother, that's terrible. Okay, now let me just sort things out before we get here. I've been keeping an eye on the Epstein thing, but yeah. There's no new releases there at the moment. Okay, let me get share screen. Okay, Clandestine said you're in an argument with your significant other and you catch them lying. Once you've detected dishonesty, now you question if their entire story is a lie. This happens, believe me. Your trust in them wanes rapidly. Yet the US government lied about everything and still people trust them. Why? Look, if the government were your partner and they have done what they have done to you, you would disown them. I know most of us do anyway, but you understand this is abuse by the government. Nick Sorter said, the FBI is stalling the release of the Trans Nashville Manifesto, according to Metro Nashville Council member Courtney Johnson. Johnson said the manifesto ended up, if the manifesto ended up in the wrong person's hands, it would be astronomically dangerous. She went on to refer to it as a blueprint of total destruction and so detailed. Dangerous to whom or what exactly? The government and mainstream narrative being forced onto us? Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. Rick said Lydia Thorpe is proof of one huge problem with our electoral system here in Australia. She was elected last May as a Greens senator. 6 months later, she quits the Greens. That seat belongs to the Greens. People who quit the party, who got them elected, should quit the parliament. So this woman who is crawling along the ground, you know in the last few videos I've shown you, the Australian woman crawling along the ground, she's a politician, and she was elected as a Greens senator, but she's left them. She shouldn't be in there. BN said part of the Gucci mob. Oh, this is another Australian politician. Mrs S 2022 said, oh, here she is, on the Learjet, Pearls and Privilege. Linda AVO Burney. She's trying to get an AVO out against, it's an apprehended violence order, out against someone who said bad things to her. Like didn't threaten her, just said bad things about her, and she's trying to get an apprehended violence order against them. Oh, the pain. She owns 6 houses and must be doing all right. She needs an AVO because she's a protected species. These are the rich inner city elites that are trying to change the rules in Australia via The Voice. Ollie London said, this is the man who identifies as a transgender lesbian woman named Tara that made multiple TikToks threatening to take out any woman that objects to him using a woman's restroom. Now, he did. I've listened to it. I won't show you that because I'm not going to play threats on YouTube. God knows they'll censor me. This is the kind of person that is encouraged to use women's spaces every day by the trans lobby. He's emboldened to threaten women by self-identity laws. This is the person. He was threatening women, anyone who tried to stop him, or anyone who told him to get out. It's still got stubble there too, by the way. What are they transing into? Are they actually, doing anything to transition? I don't know. Just asking. Ollie London said Oregon Special Education Teaching Assistant and drag queen convicted on 11 felonies for child abuse. The convicted predator said they had an uncontrollable itch that he couldn't stop when around children. The self-described drag mum, who also groomed a 7-year-old child, became a drag performer, was sentenced to less than a year in jail. Now, I told myself I wouldn't report on these anymore, but I am, because they need to be talked about. I'm a woman. It affects me, so I'm going to talk about it. Illuminati bot said, imagine a depopulation plan so diabolical and so perfect you could literally pull it off without 90% of the herd even knowing what was going on. Or even better, get the herd to ignore their own fate and actively participate in it. You're watching this in real time right now. This goes for 9 minutes, but let's have a little listen.
You might know of stevia as the plant-based sweetener that has a minimal effect on blood sugar and insulin levels.
You know stevia? Thank you, Shannon. You know stevia? Yeah, that stuff there. Be careful.
And as a healthy alternative to sugar and even artificial sweeteners that we know can disturb the gut microbiome. Native to parts of Brazil and Paraguay, the Stevia rebondiana plant was first studied in 1899 by the botanist Moises Santiago Bertoni, who observed its sweet taste. Locals referred to it as the sweet herb and used it as a medicine with a very specific purpose. According to Bertoni, the botanist, stevia was used by the native tribes in Paraguay for centuries as a powerful contraceptive that destroys fertility. And what if I told you that since stevia has been pumped into the Western food supply, birth rates have plummeted, risking population collapse? And what if I told you that Obama's science czar knew about the effects of stevia all along? The FDA allowed the import of stevia for the first time in 1995, allowing the sweetener to be used only as a dietary supplement. Then, in December of 2008, the FDA added stevia to the list of food additives generally recognized as safe, or GRAS. Stevia was then allowed to be added to flavored water, sports drinks, as well as soft drinks and other food and beverage products. Since then, stevia has been pumped into the food supply as an ingredient in over 14,500 food and beverage products around the world, including teas, soft drinks, juices, yogurt, soy milk, baked goods, granola bars, alcoholic beverages, chewing gum, cereal and salad dressings, confections, and as a tabletop sweetener. Given the widespread use of stevia, it's worth asking whether the native tribes in Paraguay had it right. Is it really a powerful contraceptive? It turns out they were more right than they even knew. According to peer-reviewed scientific studies, stevia is incredibly successful at reducing fertility. Numerous animal and human studies found that stevia reduces fertility by up to 79%. And even more alarmingly, this happens in both females and males. And even more alarming than that, this effect in females and males can continue for months, even after you stop using stevia. Another study even found that an extract from the plant had an inhibitory effect on the growth of human sperm in vitro. Stevia is the perfect depopulation drug that was rolled out by the powers that be around the same time Western populations began to decline. Coincidence? The global elite have been working towards depopulating the world for decades now.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there because I think that the actual message got through. Stevia is a natural contraceptive, apparently. If you're using it, look at the ingredients of the food you buy, okay? Be careful. Emma said, meanwhile in Dublin, Ryanair in a dramatic emergency landing. Also, you're coming to hell with me if you laugh at the wailing women. I wouldn't laugh at them because that would be scary. I don't like planes or heights as it is. So let's have a look at... Oh, that was good. It played one for a minute and then... I'm going to click on this one. Okay, the ladies are screaming. People are freaking out a bit. The cabin is full of smoke. Okay? So, we've got that. And people are panicking a little bit. They're trying to reach for the oxygen masks by the look of some of them. Okay, now this one. Oh. Okay, I shared that one because that was a pretty good landing, really. It looked like the wind picked it up and then dropped it. So turbulence, I'm assuming. I don't know if you get turbulence when you're landing, but obviously they did. Ryanair sparks fly. Apparently, their landing gear. Something wrong with the landing gear. A plane caused a full emergency after sparks. So is that why the cabin was full of smoke, or was that before? I don't know. Just I found it interesting, so I thought I'd share it with you. Logan Hall said, watch how quickly the left starts melting down the second someone strips their credentials. Oh, something big's happening on Twitter. We need this type of action across the board. Government, media, education, entertainment, bring them down a level. All these people have lost their blue check marks on Twitter. Aaron Rupar, Bette Midler, Alyssa Milano, and Dan Rather. So, and he's paying for some people's as well. Ending wokeness. They said paying Elon Musk for a blue check. Well, it could be that Elon Musk has either that or Elon Musk has gifted, because he did gift Stephen King a blue check. I don't know. Snarkish Dano said important. Anna R said, first you find out that gratitude changes the molecular structure of things. Then you understand saying grace before meals. Then you understand why home-cooked tastes better. Then it clicks. Then you understand how gratitude changes your molecular structure. Molecular? Oh dear. Apparently gratitude changes your molecular structure. Okay? So be grateful for the things that you do have, you know? I think most of you are anyway. Ahmed Al-Aslaikan? Okay. You are perfect, which is why you need to chemically castrate yourselves and chop your body parts off. Oh, this congresswoman is saying to the trans kids, you belong, you are enough. You deserve joy and opportunity. You are perfect and I will always be in your corner. While they're giving them drugs and chopping bits off. Listen to this.
Rise today in solidarity with our children across the nation. I want to speak plainly to our trans kids. You belong. You are enough. You deserve to show up fully in this world. You deserve joy and every single opportunity. You are perfect just as you are. In the classroom and on the soccer field, you should not be subject.
Well, then why all the changes? If they're perfect the way they are, leave them alone. I won't play any more of that. It's just, you get the gist. Nigel Farage said our leaders will not rest until we are in a full war. This is madness. NATO allies agree. Ukraine's not even a member of NATO. Why is NATO there? But they're going to become one now. So they say. Mark D. Exxon, I don't know how to say that. Aboriginals not only have no written history, I don't know how to say that either. The history is completely unreliable after just one generation, let alone thousands. In short, any history being presented is highly suspect pre-1800 AD and completely malleable in context. Aboriginal history is untrustworthy at this point. It is, believe me. Because I don't think the stolen children were not stolen. They were handed over by the mothers to protect their kids because the men were... Yeah, I think you get the gist again. Joe Zaza said, hey Albo, you okay? Have you pulled yourself together after your big boohoo? This is Alice Springs in the last 24 hours. This was March. As a direct result of ALP policy, seems your January FIFO has done sweet all. It's a mess. You need to fix it. The people of Alice Springs are waiting. Because this is the state of Alice Springs. And a lot of young people are running amok. And I don't think it's just young people either. But anyway, a lot of people are running amok. Ron Dunn said, remember when we weren't allowed to take fallen timber because we were told it provided valuable habitat for endangered wildlife? Yeah, nah. Suddenly that timber is commercially viable if you've got the right ancestral heritage and will magically heal the land. Grift. We were told in Australia we're not allowed to go and clear the forest floors, right, of dead wood to light our fireplaces. Okay, we were told that is a valuable habitat for endangered wildlife, right? But if you're of a certain bloodline or maybe have a certain amount of cash, maybe you can. Richard Fairbrass said, emergency alert. We effed the economy, massacred your elderly, poisoned you with killer jabs, flooded with illegal invaders, destroyed your livelihoods and your kids' futures. You're living under tyranny. This is not a drill. I hope something like that comes up, and that's what it says. Seriously? Oh dear. In the Matrix said Karma, BuzzFeed is shutting down. Their stock is reportedly down 93% and they've lost $1 billion in market cap. They lied about the fake P dossier. They covered up Pizzagate. They put out dishonest reporting about my feud with Chrissy Teigen to mention she was forced to lock her account and delete thousands of tweets, including pedo tweets, because Chrissy Teigen did. She deleted them, but a lot of people seen them, and I'm sure people have screenshots as well. Hillary Clinton actually said it best when she stated there are consequences for fake news. Crimea River BuzzFeed, HT, Stormy Patriot Joe. Baseless conspiracy theories like that one. Ah dear. And this one? What was this one? Here's what we know about the alleged gunman that shot up a pizza place, right? That was a setup. He only shot the computers. The computers where they'd have evidence of something. And it's a ludicrous conspiracy theory. I think we're about to find out that it's not. Sad, but it's not. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy, not a theory. James said, breaking news, it's been confirmed by a government official that the emergency alert system is just for Ukraine flag shaggers, fully jabbed and mask-wearing trans people. You can read the word they said there. I would say it, but I think YouTuber. Disgusting. They're just censoring everybody. Anyway, another one. Emergency alert on Sunday the 23rd of April. We'll be testing to see how effing stupid and compliant people are. This is primarily a test for us and not for you. You do not have to do anything other than to acknowledge this pointless alert by singing happy birthday twice while clapping on your front doorstep. Thank you for your compliance. Everyone's making fun of it. Okay. Morty said, Linda Burney, this lady again, the Australian politician who flies on, private jets, doesn't want you to know that she owns 6 houses and earns $350,000 a year as it damages her reputation. Kangaroo Court of Australia. And she's going for that AVO, the Apprehended Violence Order. This was interesting. I found this one interesting. So see what you think of this, okay? I'm just going to read it and see what you think. I've got a cat scratching at the door. Ariel said, people, use your head for once. If I was lying about Washington, D.C. being empty of the politicians who were sent off to Gitmo, don't you think people who live in D.C. would be the first ones to call me on my BS? Why do they keep agreeing with me? That's a bold claim, right? Come on now. Okay, let's see what else is in here. People just read the comments. There is your source right there. It doesn't get any more plain than that. If I'm lying, everyone in D.C. is lying. It's really that simple. I told you all to stop watching CIA media. Everybody you see on it is gone. Sketch Danger said April 2021, Biden's 100-day speech, that's when it went down. Okay? But how is everything recorded? How can we see them sit in the Capitol? Are all these actors? What about the congressional meetings? Ariel said, go watch the CGI Joe Rogan podcast that he never actually did. That should answer your questions, then apply that to everything else. And Jamie said, which person is on this one with Rogan? And Lisa said, you make a good point. Defamation can pay handsomely. So if the people in DC didn't agree with her, they could sue her for defamation. Someone said the House and Senate are holding committees daily. Ariel said, on TV, CIA media, think about it. Paul said, good point, that would explain why Biden is suddenly left-handed on camera, etc. Ariel said, there you go, this is a research that literally takes seconds and cannot be denounced. Yeah, and this person said, if I was one you were talking about, I'd probably drum up a defamation suit. And she said, well, you aren't lying about the possibility of that. So I can't pitch or bitch about it if it was to happen either. That's another little nugget, because they're not suing them. And this is the Treasury Department video taken by this person here, Laura, on March the 14th, 2023 at 4 p.m. And it looks dead empty. It's like we're waiting for the real one to come back. If you ask me, anyway. That looks absolutely... There's a light on, maybe. There's maybe a couple of lights on, is there? Lights on, but there's no one home. Anyway, you take that for what you know, take it with a grain of salt, but look, I thought it was interesting. Jacinta Price, the lady that all the lefties are having a go at, who is actually Aboriginal. One Australia for us all. Okay, listen to this.
I'm obliged to fight for some of our most vulnerable people, those that are in remote communities, those whose first language is not English. That is what I have done, and that is what I will continue to do to improve the lives of some of our most marginalised Australians.
And YouTube better not give me a strike or copyright on this, because it's on Twitter and it's from the lady herself.
Later this year, they want to establish a so-called voice to Parliament. This is a really big deal. The Constitution is the rule book for governing the country, and they want the rules to change. This will divide us.
I love my family, and a line going through my family, I won't stand for that.
I don't want to see my family divided along the lines of race, because we are a family of human beings, and that's the bottom line.
Authorised by Matthew Sheehan, Advance Australia, Canberra.
Okay, and she's the one that's just joined the Liberal Party as Indigenous Affairs. And I agree with her. And her husband is Scottish. Thank you, Shannon. Her husband is Scottish, as far as I know. And, you know, my goodness. And all the left are trying to do, all the progressive people are trying to separate everyone in Australia into race again, like America, like everywhere else. Alex said, I'd like to think this is parody, but I honestly can't tell anymore. And Siggs said, Elon thinks this is a funny joke. As a former verified account who lost their blue check mark, I don't know how dangerous this really is. People are going to die. Why? People are gonna die? How? Just for losing the blue check mark? Tomorrow, 4:20, they were removing legacy verified check marks. To remain verified on Twitter, individuals had to sign up for Twitter Blue. Organisations can sign up for verified organisations here. There you go. Celebrities are being defamed left and right. Internet live streamer Hassan Piker has brought attention to several impersonators, including one who is telling people that he's a homosexual. I can't put together the words to explain how big a deal this is. Look, if something that, like, words upset you so bad, maybe you shouldn't be on the internet. Illuminati bot put this in, and I can't even remember what this... Oh, yeah, I remember what this was. This is very interesting too.
Right now, there are 131 active deep underground military bases in the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion. Each one is built in the site of, it used to be, it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year with sophisticated methods. My colleague, Al Bielek, has actually been on some of the high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground military bases within the United States. He's been on a Mach 2 train and floats off a single rail at a 3/4 of an inch off the rail, and there's what you call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. Groom Lake is where the infamous Area 51, S4, S2, the CIA.
Oh, my cat loves me too much. I can't see where I was up to. I want to play that.
It employs over 18,000 workers who work in shifts of 12 hours at a whack. Most of them work in cover of darkness, like us. We built out 9 underground military bases there, each with an average capacity capable of basically a city underground, roughly 4.25 cubic miles hollowed out underground. They have boring machines, for instance. They don't bore, they literally vitrify and melt the rock, deflagrate the rock. It's a very sophisticated laser melting and deflagrating system. It reduces the rock to a powder and then melts the remaining rock as a coating on the inside of the base, so you don't have to use gunite, cements, and other kinds of things like that. That's all old hat now. Technology is just basically, the new technology we get is the old hat of the military. Anyway, after we drilled all 4 holes, it's about 2 days to drill all 4 of them. And when you build an underground base, you drill 4 basic holes, and then you build called stopes or cross-member holes across, and you use blasting equipment, special blasting equipment by the analyzation of the rock formation, and you literally blast out or tunnel out or deflagrate or melt rock out to build the large rooms that are required for these underground bases. I was involved in building another base inside of Dulce, New Mexico, which is Los Alamos Laboratory. It's a biological laboratory. On the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa, we built an underground facility, a better part of 3 cubic miles hollowed out underground. Then to the southwest of that, we were in the process of the early stages of building. We drilled 4 large tunnel-like holes. Some of them ran 2.5 miles under the surface. At that time, number of the original wells or drilling machines that were used were at the rate of 2 miles a day. Area 51 is only one base, one of the 131 bases. Of these 131 bases, I call Area 51 a mega base. It's got more than one base. It's Tonopah Test Range, Area 51, S2, S4, Groom Lake, and a host of others. Now, these mega bases are gobbling up our gross national product. Right now we're spending 28% of the gross national product on building underground bases sold. That doesn't count for the defense budget. That doesn't count for the spare parts budget. It doesn't count for any of that at all. And the black budget is dead wrong. It sidesteps the United States Congress and its Constitution of its people and says you're a bunch of morons, you don't need to know. Well, a need-to-know basis is an executive order written during the Eisenhower era right after the created 1954 treaty and is treasonous and illegal in this country and should be overturned and abolished. All this alien thing is fine, except for one thing. Alien takeover is a serious threat.
And that's where I start to disagree. I don't know. There could be, for all I know, but I'm just, He said alien takeover is a big threat. Okay, I know they got the underground bases. Please, Smiggle, stay there. Just cause havoc when you're up here. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Yeah, they have these underground bases, and I know the black budget, and I was wondering, is that where the $2 trillion went the day before 9/11? Because they're building these so that the rich and powerful can escape down here when they cause a war up here with us. ALX said, I don't think they're going to succeed, though. I think they're getting cut off from their bases. ALX said, breaking, Microsoft founder Bill Gates is no longer verified on Twitter. I hope this is not a joke. I don't think it is. Elon actually said he was doing it. Matt Wallace said, breaking, Elon Musk just took away George Soros' verification badge. The celebrities are crying after Elon Musk takes their blue check marks. Biden made a speech today at the White House, then promptly forgot where he was. This is pitiful. Ready?
I'm going to go over and sign that executive order. Thank you. I'm going to go over and sign that executive order. Thank you.
Yep, he just stood there. Look, hang on. Smiggles, please don't try and jump up here. There's too much stuff up here. You're going to cause a bad reaction. And he just stood there. Oh, Smiggles. Seriously. My cat wants to join me. I don't know what to do. He's going to join me whether I like it or not. Okay. Let me see if I can get around him now. The White Rabbit said, should we keep sitting on our backsides, Australia, until they lock us in, or Vancouver, Canada? What are they doing? Blocking off roads now. Yeah, someone needs to get some tools and do something. 15-minute ready, city ready. Is that like glue? If they're glued down... Anyway, I'm just wondering how to get rid of them. Charlie Kirk says 7 reasons BuzzFeed News is shutting down. You won't believe number 3. Turns out crummy listicles don't pay in the long run. Who knew? 2, on issues like LGBT insanity and anti-racism, BuzzFeed said there are not 2 sides and they wouldn't even pretend to offer objective reporting. Number 3, according to FAIR, FAIR, a left-wing media watchdog, BuzzFeed's coverage of Barack Obama was so fawning that it was creepy and sycophantic. Number 4, they published the discredited Clinton finance P-tape dossier as news. Number 5, they published a hit piece claiming President Trump ordered Michael Cohen to lie to Congress, which Robert Mueller had to break protocol to immediately call out as false. 6, they had to fire their top tech reporter Brian Broderick after it turned out he'd been plagiarising people for his entire career. And 77, nobody wanted to read them. Good riddance. So BuzzFeed, I wouldn't even call them news. BuzzFeed anti-news? BuzzFeed propaganda. Adam B. Coleman said Alyssa Milano thinks her Twitter account is the equivalent to a social security number. Because Alyssa Milano said so, by revoking my blue check mark because I wouldn't pay some arbitrary fee, someone can just be me and say a bunch of BS. Does that mean Twitter and Elon Musk are liable for defamation or identity theft or fraud? No. It can happen to any of us. Join the club, love. Cheyenne said, Arnie in the boot club. Well, well, well. Is his time up now? What do we have here? They all have these on, by the way, when they have an ankle monitor on, okay, to cover it up. That's what this is. Because it's funny how many politicians and famous people end up with a boot on their leg because they've injured the leg. And then it changes sides. If you keep watching, this is on his right side. So if I turn myself around, it'll be on my right side, okay? Just keep an eye on that because you never know when it can change foot. Mallarindari McCarthy said, breaking, the Commonwealth top lawyers insist the proposed voice will enhance. This is absolute propaganda. It will not enhance Australia at all. Okay, this is another one. Hunter-gatherer said, is this the Australia we want? Vote no to the voice. Oh. This is what they do to the forests. Images of popular hiking spot Mount Warning near Byron Bay. What is to be off limits or something? Why you could soon be fined for photographing this stunning mountain as tourists are banned from entering. It's handed over to small Aboriginal authority. See, this is what they do. It's 1984. They tell you that this is being preserved and all this. Meanwhile, they're raping the resources out of it. That's what they do. They don't want you anywhere near these, and they certainly don't want you photographing them so that you cannot show any damage that's being done. YNWA 2.0 said climate scam activist gets called out for his climate crisis BS. Extinction Rebellion caught lying. Now let's have a look at this guy.
We've got 2050 target for net zero. That's already unachievable and insane. What more do you want? You've already captured all the main political parties. What more do you want?
This is a thing that you are not communicating effectively, and I really think it's really important. It's very irresponsible that you're not. What if we breached 1.5 degrees, the predictions and all the evidence points to a collapse of our economy.
No,
that is going to be extremely
No, it doesn't. There's nothing in an IP. Etienne, this is where it's irresponsible. People like you, Greta Thunberg and all the rest of you, this is a lie. Nothing in an Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change report has ever suggested any such thing. The actual scientific reports, the actual data they actually report on, none of it has claimed anything like that. That's an absolute lie. And I'm surprised that anyone who, I mean, you talk about these being protesters who haven't turned out before. I bet they mostly have. People like you've been arrested 6 times, haven't you? You know, you're one of the people stopping me get to work to Waterloo Bridge back in 2019. Lots of you are professional protesters. And, you know, this is what you do. The guy, Edward Whittingham from Just Stop Oil, who ruined the snooker for everybody, you know, he crowdfunds his lifestyle so he can carry on protesting rather than having to get a weekend job while he's a student. This is just activism for activism's sake. If you actually knew anything about this
subject, where was that up to?
This subject, you would know that saying the end of civilization is nigh is a lie. It's scaremongering.
That is not a lie. No, that is not me saying that. This is the chief diplomat of the world, Antonio Guterres. And let's be clear.
Yeah, but it wasn't based on anything that was actually written in the body of the report. Did you read the report?
Those reports suggest, and you can look into this as well, those reports suggest we cannot run an organised civilization if we get to the sorts of levels of global heating.
They don't suggest anything of the sort.
And so if we do get to that, we're going to collapse our economy. No, you are being irresponsible.
You want to collapse our economy by turning off fossil fuels.
Huh. Well, she put him in his place anyway. That was good, even though he still tried to argue. Oh my goodness. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. Natural Immunity, F the world, said, "Dear God, what have we done? Testosterone is tanking. The average 20-year-old male today has the testosterone levels a 70-year-old had in the year 2000. Oh dear. Average testosterone dropped over 50% in the last 2 decades. Wonder if that has anything to do with stevia and all the rest of it, like it's these things, it's everything, believe me. Sperm counts dropped by 59% among men between 1973 and 2011. Wow. Well, it's working for them, isn't it, for the leaders in charge? And also that climate stuff, it sounds like what the guy is saying sounds like the WEF. That's just what they want to take over so badly. Elon Musk said, "Such a great day in so many ways. That was the day he took the blue check marks off people." Unusual Whale said, "Breaking news. The New York Times has just reported on congressional members trading during the banking crisis. They showed how members traded during the crisis while the public worried. Here is a list of members highlighted. Representative Jared Moskowitz sold shares of Seacoast Banking Corporation worth $65,000 to $150,000 on March the 10th. SBCF fell 20% afterwards. Representative Dan Goldman, a Democrat, sold shares of First Republic Bank on March the 15th. He's been making hundreds of stock trades since he started his congressional duty. The wife and children of Representative Ro Khanna sold First Republic on 15th of March. Representative John Curtis, Republican, sold shares in First Republic on March 16th, the day the bailout occurred. Representative Nicole Maliotakis, a Republican from New York, bought shares of New York Community Bank Corp after private discussions with New York bank regulators and labelled it as her spouse despite single. The stock rallied 40% 2 days after buying Signature Assets. Many members said it was their trust or advisors, not them, trading to the New York Times. Yet once again, during crisis, congressional portfolios benefited while the public panicked. You can find all their trades forever and free at unusualwhales.com/politics. We know they do it every time. Alexandra Marshall said the only people alive in Australia today who deserve reparations are those who had their businesses and lives destroyed by reckless and dictatorial COVID policy. Wall Street Silver said Breaking protested have invaded Euronext, the Paris Stock Exchange, at La Défense against pension reform. They're in. That's it. Go France. Go French. Okay. When they invaded the European Central Bank, they will be over the target. Okay. Tim Poole said now that they aren't special anymore, the sleazebag journo class is fleeing in droves. Did I put this in my bookmarks? Okay. SCOTUS blog said, bye Twitter. The tipping point was having to pay for verification when we feel we add a lot of value. Thank you, Luna. God love ya. They feel like they have a lot of value. What, propagandizing people? We also feel solidarity with NPR and share concerns about Twitter's direction. You can find us on the blog and TikTok. If we join another platform, we'll send word here. Okay. Andy said we found him. Any thoughts, parents? I wouldn't go let them know, but Trans Mama Bear. What's this? Oh, yeah, okay. Male to female, trans gamer girl. New NSFW. Lesbian poly, top non-op. $50 unblock fee, $25 tribute before DM. And it's got their Cash App there. And besides their bio, they're into... I don't know if I can read half of these on YouTube. Okay. Hashtag SM. Hashtag CUM. You know, I'm not going to say it out loud, but... hashtag age play. Hashtag rear end action. Hashtag eating grass. Hashtag femboy. Hashtag twinks. Hashtag chub. Hashtag bloodletting. Oh, that's a bad one. Hashtag trans men. Hashtag top. Hashtag bottom. Hashtag trans girl. Hashtag CD. Hashtag lesbian. Hashtag frotting. Hashtag docking. I don't know who this is, but it doesn't sound good to me. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna like that one. I don't. Well, I think I did this because here we go. Stephen Hilton said, "Did he just assume my gender? What an absolute sweetheart this dead-eyed potential mass murderer is." And it's not I meme, therefore I am. That's the potential mass murderer. It's the person in here talking. This is the person. The man who calls himself the 40-year-old trans lesbian and made TikTok video where he told trans people to arm up and declare a violent threat to anyone who tries to block him from the women's restroom, is big mad at Stephen Hilton for posting this video. Mad Trans failed to do his own research on Stephen, who is not into politics and is also not a part of MAGA, because they're trying to now call him out. I don't know what this says. I'm going to be very careful here.
This Nazi fascist transphobic fuck for the clout and the attention. I also want to thank you for not doing your research and sharing as to why I made that video. I've noticed how...
It's getting louder. What is going on with Twitter?
That's the only video people have used. TikTok took it down because, yeah, I was threatening people who were threatening me.
no one was threatening this person.
Not going to hide from it. Fully admit it. But what you fail to understand, Steven, and the rest of you fucking MAGA cultist fucks out there, is a woman's restroom is a public place. If I go into a restroom and somebody feels threatened because I'm in there, guess what? They can leave. The only time it would become a problem is if I block them or stop them. Kind of like how they blocked me and stopped me from using it.
Is that what they... in other words, I think that's what this person's going to try and do. Because other people have blocked them and stopped them, and they were only threatening people because people were threatening them. And that's when this person said we found him. And that's what this person's about. Anyway. Malcolm Roberts said, thank you, Ken and Tom B. Truth is the new hate speech. Seems to be what YouTube think about it anyway. Oh dear. Senator Alex Antic said, welcome to country ceremonies do little more than make wealthy city people feel good about themselves. Memo to the grievance industry, thanks for the Virtue Theatre, but like the majority of Australians, I'm sick and tired of being welcomed to my own country. Welcome, they're ubiquitous, inescapable. Australians are forced to sit through these rituals everywhere from the commencement of Parliament to school assemblies. They're now more common than singing our national anthem. And far from being, an ancient practice, hang on.
And far from being an ancient practice, these rituals began to be used by progressive activists in the early 2000s. The practice suggests that Australians whose families have lived here for generations, possibly since settlement, are not welcome. The welcome to country is nothing more than something wealthy city people love to do to make themselves feel good. All Australians have the right to call this country home, but the activist and bureaucratic classes want division as it perpetuates the victimhood mindset which they use to manipulate people. And by the way, when's reconciliation actually going to be achieved? What does it look like practically? Will it be achieved when we've got a treaty? When it will be achieved when Australians are paying some sort of rent tax? Or perhaps when there's a new Indigenous nation that will further divide Australians? The answer is that activists will never be happy, and we all know it, because bitterness and resentment are their bread and butter. So next time you're asked to participate in one of these ceremonies, remember, despite what they say, refusing doesn't make you a racist. So here's my memo to the grievance industry. Thanks for the Virtue Theatre, but like most Australians, I'm sick and tired of being welcomed to my own country.
There you go. And that's the voice will just enshrine that. Mischief said Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Target, which is where my dressing gown was from, by the way, last week. It wasn't from Kmart, it was from Target. It's literally turned into a zoo. One guy's having so much fun he's riding a bicycle. Keep voting Democrat and you'll have nothing. And the store will pull out because they cannot survive doing this. They'll either close, the stores will close, or they will pull out of that area. Okay. Twitter Daily News says the Wall Street Journal writes Elon Musk is transforming Twitter, not killing it. Thanks to innovative new features and trimmed down staff, ads and money are coming back in droves, apparently. Liz Churchill said the genocide king, Nazi leader Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum is no longer verified. Ha ha. Oh, they've taken it away from a lot of people. Oh, even the Herald Sun, who said the latest Roy Morgan data, which is probably false, probably actually suggests less than half of Australians support the constitutional change. Well, it might be true, which is a 7% dive since December last year. Well, then I'd say it is true if it's diving. Seriously. Hey, Alan, why does your set... I'm going to keep reminding people. Why does your set look like the temple on Epstein Island? Look at it. All the palm trees, the blue lines. This means something to them. Okay, Alec Baldwin shot and killed a woman. Charges dropped. Trump accounting entries, 37 felonies. This is America. It's insane, isn't it? The world's just turned completely upside down. Let's watch a cartoon with Pauline Hanson, the woke mind virus, okay? In today's world, it can sometimes feel like you're living in a zombie movie. People are seemingly controlled to believe the most absurd things, acting in bizarre ways as if controlled by a virus. But there is hope. There's a way to stop them. Tune into this week's episode to find out how to defeat the woke mind virus. Okay, ready? Let's go. Looks like a Scooby-Doo episode.
What's going on?
We've lost power.
Someone must have shut down all the coal-fired power plants. Shh! Can you hear that? Oh, look, it's my best friend, Adam Baird. No, he's infected. Pfft, with what? The woke mind virus.
Feminism is transphobic. End all coal and gas now. Renewables. Renewables.
Run! What are you doing? Come on!
Well, Elbow told me.
Climate change. Welcome to country. You can't be racist against white people.
What's going on, Katter? What's this woke mind virus? These things are hell-bent on destroying everything. No social, economic, or political institution is safe. Looks like it's just me and you now, Pedro. We're gonna need some guns. Pedro?
I think we should ban all the guns.
Oh no, not you too.
Sorry, mate. I tried to stand me ground, but I was too weak.
Pauline!
Come on, Bob. We've got work to do.
We're gonna get past them.
I've got an idea.
Hate speech, transphobes.
Jordan Steele John, what is a woman?
Solar panels, solar panels.
Don't you need coal to make solar panels?
Well... This is my land! Give it back!
But isn't half the country under native title?
Yeah, well... Miss Hanson, I don't feel so good.
How'd you know that was gonna work?
They can't handle logic, Bob. Makes their heads explode.
Oh, well done, Pauline. Or whoever did it. Oh, my goodness. Dr. Russell McGregor said, check out this article. Horrific slaughter. Russia finally admits to destroying NATO's deep underground command bunker in Kiev. Apparently, it's an intel drop that Russia have destroyed the underground tunnel. And not put Bette Midler. Oh, sucko. Elon took my blue check mark away. I'm unverified after all these years and thousands of tweets and free content. This worm has the nerve to decertify me. Oh dear, sucko. Okay, Larry Cook. Oh, this is a interesting one that I'm going to have to talk my way around. Jabs introduced 1985, not 1885. 1985 to 1991 were not studied for autism. Chronic health conditions in children began growing rapidly at the same time that new jabs were introduced, 1985 to 1991, now impacting 1 in 2 adolescents. Autism, ADHD, food allergies, bowel diseases and other conditions began growing exponentially in the late 1980s. This one here was introduced in 1985 and replaced by the conjugate one in 1988 to avoid a death rate of 1 per 106,000 persons. The Hep B one was introduced for newborns in 1991 to avoid the risk of transmission from the mother, which can occur in 1 in 480 births. Hep B is a bloodborne illness not transmitted by casual contact, so an infant is not at risk unless the mother is Hep B positive. I discuss more dangers of these things in the bio link. I believe the same thing. They do cause it. What? Okay, what do all of them have in common? What changed in the last 30 years? ADHD has increased 819%, Alzheimer's 299%, autism 2,094%, bipolar disease in youth 10,833%, celiac disease 1,111%, chronic fatigue syndrome 11,027%, depression's up by 280%, diabetes is up by 305%, fibromyalgia is up 7,272%, hypothyroidism is up 702%, lupus is up 787%, osteoarthritis is up 449%, and sleep apnea is up 430%. It's worth noting no matter what your stance are on these things. Seriously. Destructive they are. Thank you, Shannon. Ron said the venom spurting from the keyboards of the left is clear indication that Dutton made a wise choice in selecting Jacinta Price for the Shadow Ministry. If she wasn't a danger to them, she would be ignored. Seen the faked up indignation from Central Land Council? Why doesn't include Bernie, Dodson, Langdon and all the other representatives from that land? Not from that land. People can see the hypocrisy and it helps them to vote no. So in Australia, please vote no. KC, this was intentional. These traitors have lied intentionally for over 2 years, knowing they're allowing an invasion. They should be shackled in public, tried for treason in front of the world, to make examples of all of them for betraying their oath and send a message. Okay, here we go. It's only 22 seconds long.
It is my testimony that the border is secure.
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours.
Oh, for God's sake, Twitter, don't do this to me.
Secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
We have taken unprecedented action over the past year and a half to secure our border.
And we have a process in place to manage migrants at the border. We're working to make sure it's safe and orderly and humane.
The border is closed.
We agree that the border is secure.
We're executing a comprehensive strategy to secure our borders.
One of our highest priorities is to ensure that we have a secure border, and that is what we are doing.
The border is secure. It is.
Okay, and that's also how they're, like, trafficking is going, a lot of trafficking going on. Okay, Elon Musk has taken away Bill Gates' verification badge as well. What was the context? Yeah, he's taken away everyone's, yeah, so you have to purchase a blue, yep, we know that. Is that they had to put that context in there? Craig Kelly said if Trump wins the next US presidency, Rudd must resign. He's had some extreme words. And he's like, okay, this guy reminds me of Mr. Sheen, okay? I don't know if you know who Mr. Sheen is. Hang on. Let me just show you. Okay, let me get images. Here he is. This is who he reminds me of, okay? Ready? Oh, what did they do that for? Where's his picture? Okay, the Australian's Washington correspondent Adam Crichton says Ambassador to US Kevin Rudd will be regretting some of his statements about former US President Donald Trump, which will be remembered by Republicans. When Rudd was appointed back in December, the polls were suggesting that Trump had no chance. But the reality is now he's the front-runner for the nomination, he told Sky News' Sherry Markson. The Republican Party will eventually rally around him, even if they don't want to, and that's certainly going to make things awkward for our ambassador, who has called Trump a traitor and used all sorts of extreme words. Anyway, there you go. Look, this guy here, when he's shaven, he honestly looks like this here. He's a puppet. Okay, concerned citizens said this thing here is unfortunately a real thing. Hollywood is truly a satanic place. Mel Gibson said years ago, Hollywood studios are drenched in the blood of innocent children, according to Mel Gibson, who claims the consumption blood from a little one is so popular in Hollywood that it basically operates as a currency of its own. And of course, the people who are trying to cover everything up said, there's no evidence the quote attributed to Gibson is real. Further, that conspiracy at large is not based on any factual evidence. Although it does exist, but has no known current medical application. Elon Musk, okay, it's in response to someone. A Doge designer. Sorry, guys. Said we open source the recommendation algorithm. We're going to open source the entire thing. Complete transparency is the only path to trust, Elon Musk. And he said, Elon did, it's insane to trust any social network or search company that won't show you their source code. I think, honestly, that none of them are trustworthy. Wayne Dupre said running for POTUS can deliver a lot of money to someone that doesn't have a chance to win. For a few months, they get to eat well, travel well, and sleep well. Then they put their large donations into a fund that they pull from when they leave the race. We've seen it before. So that's what all these people declaring that they're running for POTUS can do. Spend taxpayers' money stupidly, and then just leave and take all the donations with them. Okay, I'm not going to read that one today. I'll read that one tomorrow. I'm going to go on to... Oh, my stomach's grumbling already. Don't mention food. Okay. Out to lunch said it's raining in northeast Mississippi. Xenotron said, hey, Hev, my card expired. We'll sort the new one out today. I'm still with you, love. That's okay, Xenotron. Deb said, hello from Adelaide, South Australia. Hev and Hev family. Everyone's going, hey. Okay. Let me try and not make it jump too much. But I've got to get to where I was up to. Oh, it did jump. There you go. It always does. Okay. I can't read what I think it was out to lunch said about a blue check. Shannon said, taking time to sniff the flowers, aka children. MJ said, out to lunch, awesomeness, yeah. Menacing Muskrat said, possibly now that would be something else. MJ, military is in control, we're watching a movie. Where we go on, we go all, bottom line, God wins, exactly. Alex said, yeah, I know, it scared me when I opened the one in Switzerland, D. Lee, and I really do think something did happen when they turned it on 2012. King Snurgle said there's been technology 1,000 years ahead of what any human can imagine for over 100 years, mostly underground in the USA. Humans have only had access to it as they were allowed to. I agree with that. I'm not going to read that. Who is Pussy? Danny Richards said, Elon seems to be doing some rather good stuff, but my gut still tells me not to trust him, and I stick with my gut until proven otherwise. Well, that's what I suggest. Just back people when they do the right thing, but don't fully trust anyone. D. Lee said, Alex agreed things were noticeably changed. Alex said they were trying to create the God particle, but I think something obviously dark happened instead because you can't mess with God. That D. Lee. Oh, how you going, D. Lee? Menacing Muskrat said, China's concern is huge. Oh, you talking about CERN? Okay, I get you. King Snurgle said most latest tech was shown to a human that could understand it and was then allowed to come up with lesser inferior version. Nothing new under the sun for a long time now. Hey, Flyby Stew, how you going? Menacing Muskrat said, hello, Flyby Stew, did you find your pick? I've got a tickle. MJ said, Menacing, I do pray they both are, and yes, and always never doubted it. Hey, Randy, how you going? Shannon said, I'm sure Alyssa can afford it. Yeah, Alyssa Milano. Alex said, wow, check out these celebrity babies. Crying over their blue check marks. Oh my goodness. Dealey said, same here, Danny, or our institution knows the truth and lets us know. Yep, Alex is saying the same thing. Oh no, lost my blue tick. Wah. Alex said, I lost my whole account of 10 years 2 years ago and I was relieved. Dealey said, Alex, that's when I knew what they were doing was very bad. MJ said, Danny, feel the same way. Time will tell. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm just going to get my dressing gown and put it over my lap. I'm still cold. Xenotron said, unless they ripped the seam and couldn't sew it back. Oh, hang on, I missed one. I missed a couple. Okay, Menacing Muskrat said, hello, Randy. How you doing over there? Daddy said, when they turned it on, yes, Alex, that's CERN. Then that was when I noticed a bunch of changes like Vaseline spelt Vaseline, and JC Penny changed to JC Penny with an EY, and Kit Kat's hyphen went missing. Really? Wow, you noticed a lot more than I did. Xenotron said, unless they ripped the seam and couldn't sew it back, we have been flooded with entities and alien invasion masquerading as humans. Look, I do believe in interdimensional beings, but not aliens as in they come from the sky. And the interdimensional beings I'm talking about are the fallen ones. D-Lee said Randy. Randy said smoking a fatty. Cat said hey all. Menacing Muskrat said hello, Cat. Danny said good to see you, Cat. Xenotron said something baked in and changed our world. And Darren said, hello, everyone. How you going, Darren? Dealey said, Muskrat, concern. Get it? The wordplay. There was a good episode of The Twilight Zone, the series, the 1980s one, and it's called Wordplay. And they changed the whole language on, like, this one guy is the only guy speaking English when everyone else is talking like some weird language. And he has to relearn the language again. It reminded me of all this woke stuff. They're trying to change the language, so we all have to relearn. Xenotron said, King, and I bet they will not release their latest. They'll be saving that for 500 years' time. King Snurgle said, Xenotron, masses of different entities have been coming and going around this realm for a very long time. Nothing new there. Alex said, yeah, I think there is something to that Mandela effect, but not sure what. I've had some experience myself with this, but not as much as some people. Kat said, the lizards like to talk with their hands, I see. Susie said, you're wrong, big ears. And Alex put my other channels up there. Thank you, Alex, because I don't know how long I'm going to be here on this one, to be honest. Menacing Muskrat said, Susie, how you doing? King Snurgle said, CERN was built to do several things. The most dangerous is trying to open portals that have been closed a very long time for a very good reason. Shannon said, if anything, CO2 levels are too low. I heard that too, Shannon. And if they go too low, plant life dies, and then we do. Is that why they're trying to get rid of CO2? Because they want us all... D. Lee said, thanks for reminding me, Randy. They say that's why their propaganda doesn't work on people who smoke reefer. Yeah. Apparently. Luna said, darn, I'm late. Luna said... Twice. Got you, Luna. Darren said, Danny, I don't know about Vaseline, but you're correct with the other two. Randy said, yes, weed makes you think. Deep thinking. Depends on who you are. Like, honestly, if you are like a psychopath and then you smoke weed, you're probably still going to be a psychopath. But normal people, they do. They think deep, and it, you tend to think outside the box a little bit. Susie said, good, and you, Muskrat? Kat said, I thought she was the crazy one. So dramatic. MJ said, Kat, did you see the clips of the dude at Trump's in New York? What is it? Indic crap? Fasts, anyhow, holy crap. Alex said that was that from the chicken film? The sky is falling. Yeah, Chicken Little. Sorry, I've got a tickle still. Shannon said, CERN is a portal opening divide. Lots of Shiva the Destroyer iconography. Flyby Stew said, Alex, have you seen Funky Prepper latest about the thingy on Sunday? Davis said, the bloke is an oxygen thief. The only threat to the climate is a moron such as this one. Yep, Chicken Little. Yep. Captain Whippersnapper, how you going? 69 days I've heard from a trusted source before the American dollar crashes. Randy said no COVID either. Menacing Muskrat said doing great up here. MJ said the dome is falling. The plasma dome is falling. The sky is falling. Alex said, hey, flood. Oh, I breathed the wrong way in it. I might have to wrap this one up quickly. Because I just keep getting a tickle and I can't talk. It's no good me just sitting here not talking. Oh dear. Alex said, hey, Flyby Stew, yes, I have watched it earlier about the alerts. I think I will do what suggest and run my phone down and keep it off. King said, I'm going to drop a bombshell. The reason why testosterone levels in males have been purposely reduced. Well, I think it's a mixture of things. And plus they don't want anyone breeding anymore. They're trying to lower the population. I've got to blow my nose again, guys. Hang on, I'm just gonna mute my microphone as well. Hang on. Turn mic on. Just so I don't forget to turn the mic on. Okay. King Snowball said no one will ever guess why. Darren said I watched Noah on Netflix today, didn't bother with it. I was furious at the massive distortion. Susie said I think all the estrogens in plastic don't do men any favours. I think it's coming from multiple directions, to be honest. It's these, it's food, it's like a lot of stuff, chemicals in things. George said, I feel sorry for the next generation of kids. Captain Whippersnapper said, BlackRock stock is crashing. Good! Excellent. Randy said, alpha male. MJ said, Susie, yep, buy glass or Corel wear. George said, the world has gone mad. Shannon said, they really want to get Abaddon into this world. Darren said, my phone has no setting for emergency alerts. Maybe just turn it. I don't know what to do. Randy said, universal non-compliance. Alex said, some important info about the emergency alerts for anyone that wants to know. That's a YouTube video. Kat said, all criminals, and God love you, Luna. You didn't have to pay a late fee, but God love you anyway. Yeah, Randy's got it right. Kid effers. Oh, and did you see one of the parliaments had men walking around that first it looked to me like red shoes, but they're pink high heels. Let me see if I can find it. And they reckon by owning a pet, you're doing more damage to the environment. Yeah, right. You know what they can do with that. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Hang on. Check this out. They looked... Thank you, Shannon. They looked like red to me at first, but they are actually pink shoes. And who the hell is this? Omar Al-Kabara. Where is this? Is this in Canada, UK? Where is it? Or Australia? I don't even know. But this is... Okay, violence against women is, okay, still prevalent. Yeah, fair enough. But you don't need to wear... Why are they wearing pink shoes? Weirdos. Okay, let me bring this back over. Oh, it won't move. There we go. Oh, there we go. King Snurgle said reptilians, a few other alien entities, find human male testosterone to be such a disgusting smell to them it overpowers them. Direct contact can make them incredibly ill. Okay, masculine men, go find these alien entities and reptilians and go and touch them all over. Give them some of your masculinity, which makes them ill. Captain Whippersnapper said, indeed, non-compliance is key. Alex said, mine were turned back on tonight, Darren. Now turned back off. They're so sneaky. Xenotron said, I know about the unseen ones, but there's been a flood. We were kind of protected before. Now they're manifesting in the flesh. Susie said, Darren, that movie is super encoded and left me in no doubt that Russell Crowe is not a good one. Alex said, awesome. And hey, Luna. Danny said, aha, illegal trading by prominent government members, and New York Times reports on it, because so long as they tell us what they're doing, no accountability will come for that article. It'll eventually catch up with them. MJ said, King, I'm afraid to ask. Kat said, go France. Yes. MJ said, Titans. Alex said, I agree. Randy, I do not comply. Randy said, fresh perch and coleslaw for supper. Oh, he's talking about food. Yum. Yum. And I didn't cook last night. I ended up having sandwiches for dinner. I was going to cook some chicken and record it. Yesterday I was also going to put my chicken video up, but I spent most of the day in bed again. And then I had to duck down to get some chicken supplies for my chickens. And yeah, that was a feat and a half, that one. It's just the cold isn't doing anything but making me really tired and stuffed up at night. And coughing and tickles in the throat and sneezing. It's not a flu even, but it has the potential to turn into one, so I'm shoving all the vitamin C I can. I'm hoping the vitamin C combats it and it doesn't get any worse, so... Darren said, we've got a problem. Said for Android, just search for emergency alerts in settings, but that setting does not exist. Oh. King Snurgle said the human cold, or what is actually human shedding of toxins, also affects reps and other entities, even the demonic ones very badly too. Susie said your cough sounds better, Hev. Well, that's good. It was a dry cough the other day. It's starting to, turn. Shannon said they want to release the bugs from the pit of the Elohim, Abaddon and Apollyon. Xenotron said I've climbed up to the top of that mountain 3 times. MJ said, ugly man to get woman, always a damn lesbian or damn pedo. Darren said, I agree, Susie. It made Noah out to be crazy. His boys did not have wives. There was no way to repopulate without incest. King Snurgle said, first thing certain entities or certain demonics will ask you is, have you had in the last few days, or do you have it now, a cold? Always first thing they ask. Is that why they're asking at every doctor's surgery if you have a cold? Oh dear. Flyby Stew said, Darren, turn mine off but it'll work. Or turn it off, lol. Xenotron said, I didn't know you couldn't even take a photograph. Yeah, no, they don't want you taking photos of anything they're doing to that land. Because they're not protecting it, they're going to do the opposite. Randy said, Bible is a story. Infinite Loops Lawson said, Transformers man. D-Lee said, King, I'm not surprised at all, and it makes sense. Xena said all the car cameras will have to be turned off while driving through the area. It is huge. Darren said, I haven't allowed my phone to update for over a year. How long has this setting been there? Alex said, I went to look at John O'Looney's Twitter earlier, and he has been suspended for violating Twitter rules. Flyby. Ooh. Randy said, me too, old phone, no updates. Infinite Loops Lawson said, Decepticons. Xena said, Randy, correct. It shows you the human condition from the beginning to the end, all secrets of the Great Ones revealed. MJ said, I do not want you in the bathroom with me. You're a dude with a penis. Gross. Exactly. I would. I'd probably say something. If I seen one, I probably would. I couldn't help myself. I'd be going, what are you doing in here? I think you're in the wrong bathroom. I'd probably get hurt. If they're not, if they're that way inclined. Darren said it has many important and true stories in it, Randy. Alex said, I used to be able to do that with my old phone, leave updates, but my latest phone forces updates. Darren? King Snurgle said, so drop average male testosterone levels everywhere, not just for infertility. COVID has changed the very chemical nature of the colds the vax now get. Hey, Wheezy, how you going? He said, clown. Randy said, it's to control you. God is in our DNA, not a book. Shannon said, they would have blocked you if you used the correct toilet. Duh. George said, this freak needs locking up for threatening women. Yeah, that's it, Alex. Actually. Autogynephile, right there. They're turned on by dressing up as women. They don't want to be a woman. They're just turned on by it. He doesn't want to be a woman. It's a fetish for these types of trans. Not all, but they are predators who want to get in women's space. Yes, exactly, Alex. That's exactly what it is. And I even wrote that down the other day and forgot to mention it. Autogynephile. It's a fetish. MJ said, ugly dude can't get a woman, uses label as trans female, gets females effed in the head. Xenotron said, King, the same with Sun, the food, farmer, and eugenics. Susie said, what do you want about Snurgles? What demons are you talking about that go around asking if you have a cold? Doctor demons? Yeah, that's what I get asked every time you go to the doctors. Have you had a cold recently? Do you have one now? Darren said, the Bible misses many details, but it's based on truth. Randy just said no. Flyby Stew said, not good, Alex. People think Elon is something. Seen some dodgy vids on him. Get a full-size pic of his Twitter thumbnail. Alex said, biological women are being made an afterthought to appease these predators. Must stop now. Shannon said, we fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. Darren said, the only women are biological women. Exactly. King Snurgle said, Xenotron, everything being done to humans has a purpose that serves those that have been messing with humans. Oh, my stomach just went berserk. Susie said, speaking of settlement, have you guys seen a series called Banished? Only one season, but really good. No. Alex said, I don't trust him or any of them either, Flyby, but I won't stop him from outing the others. Yeah, I'll encourage it when he does. When he does something good, I'll like it, but otherwise... otherwise, I don't trust any of them. Xenotron said, principalities, powers, and spiritual wickedness in high places. How do you think that is expressed in our world? Corrupt lawmakers and bureaucrats. Yep. Randy said, we win good trumps over evil. And Alex said, hey, Wheezy. Darren said, we don't need to trust Elon, just enjoy good things he does. Exactly. MJ said, Susie, have you seen Fringe? Best show with reveals I've seen. George said, evil runs the world right now. King Snurgle said, Shannon, most other dimensions, even within the languages they use, call their leaders kings and queens. We are indeed fighting between different principalities, kingdoms. Shannon says, has Deb snuck out again? Where's my weather report? And Wheezy said, hey, George. And Alex said, we all just have to stay vigilant and keep questioning everything. Randy said, did you see Russia bombed an underground base in Ukraine 400 feet underground? I just reported on it. I didn't know whether it was true or not. Or I do believe it. I did hear ages ago that's what they were trying to do. David said, there are no humans in the Bible, only men, women and children, mankind. Human is the messed up version. Black's law defines human as monster. Randy said, boom. George said, hi, Wheezy. Shannon said, Lord L, King of Kings. Darren said, Fringe was great, MJ. Randy said, no explosives, just hyperspeed. MJ said, Darren, dude, it seriously was. King Snurgle said, humans very much caught in the middle and their final outcome is still far from certain. I know this much. That outcome is depending more right now on others than it is upon human activities. Susie said, Darren, the first ships that came with convicts to Australia. Even Brenma from Trainspotting is in it, playing a reverend, and I love him, that face he makes. MJ said, oh my God, give him fungus nips. Shannon said, Last of Us cartoon. Delia said, George, I chose to believe that they only think they're running the world and winning. I believe they're actually losing. I think they are. David said, that's just as well then, King Snurgle. Humans can't be trusted to get anything right. Xena said, King, we actually need all the help we can get right now. It seems overwhelming, but ultimately, if we do not defeat, we'll still be enslaved to our rescuer. MJ said, green eyes, red hair, love it. King Snurgle said, David, aliens call humans human beings, so they must have their own reasons for using human. They call all races beings. Randy said, you cannot enslave my spirit. George said, clowns run the world. Alex said, Wheezy will be doing a live podcast. What is Truth podcast? 3 hours ago, Derek Bros on Rockfin. Saturday 22nd, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UK. And link. Xenotron said, my great-great-grandma was shipped out here on the Raja. I came out on the Shota Rustaveli, a Russian ship. Wow. That's how I got to Australia, me and my family. On a boat. And it was a Russian boat. David said, if you can get rid of Hugh, you won't need rescuing. Alex said, love those Aussie cartoons with Pauline Hanson. And Wheezy said, thanks, Alex. Yeah, it's good to put Wheezy's link in case people don't know because he's over on Rockfin. Susan said, MJ, that's a network show. Who's in it? I don't have any television. King Snurgle said they're very adamant about humans being one race, just like they all think of their own beings as one race. Shannon said, why isn't this woman Prime Minister? I know. Pauline Hanson should be, seriously. And the rest can all get in under her, you know, the people who are good, I mean. Like Craig Kelly and that. They should all join up one party instead of having all these different parties everywhere. Zentron said, David, yes, every hue of the rainbow. Alex said, I agree, Shannon. Shannon said, like the Borg King. Alex said, I thought she was your PM at one point, but Hev said she never actually got in. I would vote for her. I think most people should vote for Pauline Hanson, honestly. Everyone should, but I know there's some that are just so brainwashed they can't. Davis said, mankind is a species. If it's a race, where's the bloke with the starting pistol? Darren said, before 1990, no one heard the word autism. George said, when I was a kid, there were two genders, male and female. Yeah, Randy, autism. Yep. Susie said, Hev, you never did make any soda bread. I know. I'm way behind on doing everything. Kat said, maybe it's the way to make celebrities disappear quietly. Them leaving Twitter, perhaps? Could be. And thanks again, Shannon. Xenotron said, one thing for sure, if I knew a T was in a certain cubicle, I would go and use the one furthest away. I'd walk back out. Hold it till I got home. Or at least, like, call in somewhere else to go. The king said, a despicable race, they're prepared to do such horrific things to each other, always for self-advancement, often for very little advancement too. Shannon said, problem, reaction, solution. Xenotron said, splashes on my shoes. Randy said, no problem, no reaction, no solution. Susan said, cross-dressing is up to Hev. David said, can't imagine you holding anything back, King, unless it was classified, of course. Randy said, smoke pot. Alex said, I'll redo that because that came out whack. King Snurgle said they do such monstrous things to each other, what they're prepared to do to us when we are so different to them. George said, my pronouns is grumpy old man. Yeah, I'm going to be a grumpy old woman shortly. Darren said, New Zealand government wants events where kids will kill wildcats for prizes. I saw that. How disgusting. Alex said, Weezy will be doing a live with Derek Bros on Rockfin Saturday. Again, and the link's there. Randy said, my pronouns alpha male. Deb said, if you don't get your kids jab, they cut off your money if you're on Centrelink. Yes, they do. They take government benefits off people if they don't get their kids jabbed. The government does. Captain Whippersnapper said, Randy, yep, it's all about sidestepping the Hegelian dialect. King Snurgle said, I was told that face-to-face way back in 1974. Trust me, the individual genuinely believed, as do pretty much all other races, humans aren't all that well liked when you think about it. Wheezy said, my pronouns are stinky feet. Shannon said, yeah, but what are your adverbs? Davis said, my pronoun will be sir, upper class hillbilly if anyone has the sauce to ask me. King Snurgle said, deservedly so. Alex said, hey, Captain Whippersnapper, how's your friend doing? MJ said they need to talk about the rape trees, children... What? Oh, the children are tied to trees on the border? Okay. I get you. And attacked. Randy said adverb is FU. Alex is laughing at Wheezy. Xenotron said the globalist callousness towards me, we regular people knows no boundaries. Xenotron said my pronouns are Mrs. Singlet. Shannon's got his tongue out. Darren said my pronouns are I and me, or with others we. I don't use pronouns that describe me because that would be talking in the third person. Darren said I forgot us. Captain Whippersnapper said, hi Alex, she's a bit better, thanks for asking. Oh, that's good. George said, how the was Biden voted in as president? Lol. King Snurgle said 99% of non-human races have connection between their own race and that human don't. They all believe in looking after their own over all other concerns, so there you go, aliens are naturally racist. Those racist pieces of rubbish. Oh, Alex said Mr. Sheen. Deb said, yes, he looks like Mr. Sheen. Wheezy said, cracks me up when I see fat people saying they go by them, they, them. King Snowball said they think humans are not looking after each other first like they do, the most despicable trait there is. Oh, it jumped again. Darren said, so Flyby Stew, the London Marathon and Khan's insult at St George's Day event on the same day. George said, I'd rather watch paint dry than watch the London Marathon. Xenotron said, I like Xena Warrior Princess. King Snowball said, there is far more than just demonic out there and they are very far from being all that powerful in the universe scale of things. We just see them that way because humans are weak. Eyes here. Hello, Eyes. How you going? Hope you're all right. Susie said Alex is unmutable about his ideas and certainly likes to have the attention of the group. Unfortunately, the intensity and sermoning get up people's noses. Eyes said Alex over 1 week, honey. Shannon said human race as in a sheep race, we're being herded. Dealey said good to see you again, Eyes. I don't care what anyone says about you. You've been here a while. I consider you part of my Hev family. MJ said, Xena's call. I don't know if that was right because I never watched Xena Warrior Princess. I remember Tarzan's one. George said, I'll not be watching Charlie's coronation either. Alex said, I saw my friend that moved onto a canal boat at the start of the year. He's loving it. I'm thinking of doing the same, but canal boats are very pricey. Xenotron said, I'm not that I'm a warrior, just a cheeky girl. Darren said, if you're lucky, Susie, he'll block you too. Who are you talking about? Menacing Muskrat said, absolutely, we're one family. Yep. MJ said, Randy, did you fall? Xenotron said, call her the wild woman. Darren said, yes, Muskrat, but sometimes I'm the black sheep of the family. Susie said, Darren, does that sound godly to you? Alex said, hopefully that could mean you don't have them, but maybe run your phone battery down that day just to be sure. Would be interesting to hear how many go off at 3 p.m. Sunday. Alex said, I may just do a live just before. Yeah, do a live while it's happening, Alex. Can you do that? Menacing Muskrat said, George O'Brien, Charlie doesn't even look like Charlie. MJ said, we are family. I got all my brothers and sisters with me. I had to try and do that really quick then. Xenotron said, where have you been? Yes. I said, people need to wake up. We're at the end of an age. Yep. Ah, I jumped again. Shivers. Darren said, maybe not, Susie. I've no idea why I was blocked, but it makes the chat calmer. MJ, lol, we are family, said Menacing Muskrat. Xenotron said, Dealey, have you ever noticed how everything now is either this or that? Like there's nothing else and people have gone along with it? Yeah, what about all the things in between? What about all these nuances? Dealey said, Darren, there's only family here, no black sheep. Darren said, I believe that many things coincide, but not in coincidence by chance. Alex said, neither will I, George. I can't stand Charlie or Camilla. I said, once the trumpets blow, all babies and children leave the entire planet will be removed before destruction. Alex said, not my king and queen. Deb said, heck, I was born 66. Oh, thank you, Shannon. God love you. Shannon said, Kevin Rudd is in the Red Shoe Club. Yes, he is. Oh, it's jumped again. Oh, I'm back. Yeah, okay. Alex said, I think they should melt down that gold carriage and give it back to the people. Yeah, Australia made a gold carriage for the Queen. The whole thing's built out of gold. Oh, by the way, Australia's losing gold. It was stolen from them. Yeah. Oh, I just said, I'll have to try and find the story of it. But there was a lot more that I had bookmarked than what I could even get through today. So, George, Xenotron said, George, I'd rather cut my toenails than eat them than watch that piece of the crown on his head. Oh, yep, that's pretty intense. Susie said, Darren, I see a rumble in the future between Snurgle and... Oh, no. Menacing Muskrat said, nope, not what after happened to Princess Diana. George said, Alex, they are not my king or queen. Xenotron said, Shannon wouldn't surprise me at all. Darren said, thanks, Dealey, only black sheep when my humour is taken... Literally, though. Lena said, I identify as invisible. I was born visible, but now I'm transparent. My pronouns are who, where. Who, where, when, why, how. MJ said, oh, those houseboats, man, they are cool. Darren said, if I had any money, my money would be on King. Deb said, cacciatore chicken. Oh, my goodness. Sue said, in the Mallee, Australia, they are putting in mine VHM mining right in the middle of farming land and moving people off their farms. Susie said that coronation, is it quiche? Looks revolting. Broad beans don't belong with eggs. Xenotron said, yes, they become the next Cabbage Patch Babies of the new reset. Ooh, jumped again. Flyby Stew said, I had to paint canal boats, interesting job. MJ said, chicken piccata. I'm so hungry. Susie said, yes, Darren. George said, I identify as a professional footballer. Can I play for Arsenal? Deb said, I thought Hev was going to give us the Tarzan call. No, my voice would probably break. Oh, no, I can't do it. I could do it if I did it loud, but I'm not going to because the whole neighbourhood will hear me and think, who's calling Tarzan? Or who's turned into Tarzan? George said, I identify as a professional... Oh, yeah, I read that. Alex said, I know what you mean, Susie, and I've told him sometimes it can be intense, but I love you all. Yeah, look, everyone's welcome here. Sorry, guys, but they are... Darren said the only to do with Transformers is plug them into the mains. King Snurgle said you're splitting infinities. Whatever name aliens give for humans is one they use to communicate with us. They are being adamant about every race being called beings. Existence is being. Shannon said you must be really good at holding your breath, Flyby Stew. D. Lee said Zany yes with the illusion that there are so many choices they are all the same, this or that. I said, I send my love and light vibrations to this chat. Peace and love. King Snurgle said, enough has been written calling us humans for them to see That is what they want to call us. As for meaning monster, maybe they agree on why they call us that. Darren said, king in a literal sense, all living creatures are beings, so that makes sense. Susie said, Alex, it's worrying after a while. If anything kicks off today or this weekend, I'm out, no patience right now. Shannon said, they're not my lizards. Lizards? Oh, shoot. It jumped again. Where am I? Deb said, love, light. Peace, harmony. Susie said, have I like the fleece on your chair? Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's a blankie. A little blankie. Dee said, eyes, love to everyone right here. Alex is laughing at Hev trying to be a Tarzan, which is not working. Shannon said, I get slapped if I try out in the arsenal. Whoop. Alex said, like yodeling. I could probably yodel better than I could do the Tarzan one. But I'm not going to do that either. Oh. Not with a tickle in my throat. David said, got a dash, folks. Cheers, Heather, and God bless Heavenly Crew. See you next time, shipmates. You too, David. I'll be going soon too. Xenotron said, I heard $92 million of gold was hidden at the Philippines when Marcos was in power. Still there as of a few years ago. Say it will be used for Nasara Jasaralist fake news. People saying bye, David. Xenotron said, not the gold, the near stuff. Darren said, don't worry, Susie. He barks but doesn't bite. Xenotron said, Nasara. MJ said, titles, we are what? I get confused. Earthlings, Terrans, Gaians. What? Atlanteans, what? I have so many questions, but more confusing than anything. Menacing Muskrats put something up there. 20 million gold stolen. Darren said, see you, David. King Snurgle said, Susie, I've very little time for religious bigots. Oh, guys, come on. Alex said, take care. See you soon, David. Deb said, happy chocolate brownie. D-Lee said, David, be blessed. Xenotron said, MJ, no, just feasting on chubby. You know what? Alex said, Susie, Fraser. Shannon said, king for the win. Darren said, I don't mind what aliens call us as long as they don't use cis. Menacing said, see you, David. Deb said, you'll just have to be Jane then, Hev. Alex said, yeah, la. Oh, no, I'm bad at everything at the moment. I'm bad anyway, but like my throat's making it worse. Shannon said, Hev is so rude, yodeling with a tickle in her throat. Deb said, lamb chops with veg. Okay, that's it. I'm going. I am so hungry, guys. And plus, I keep getting a tickle in my throat. So I'm going to go, and I will be back. I don't know when. Just give me a day or two, and I should be back. Menacing Muskrat said, homemade pizza tonight. Alex said, love you, Hev. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. I'm going to go before I start coughing again. Okay, bye, guys. Love you.
I've seen a lot of change.
Oh, sorry.
Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling, I'll push on my call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going in life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.